Unit 8. My life would be great. Vocabulary. Look at the photos. What do you see? Write the correct letter. Then listen and check your answers. 1,
E. Pedestrians.
2,
C. Bike lanes.
3,
F. Public transportation.
4,
B. Art scene.
5,
D. Nightlife.
6,
A. Vehicle traffic.
Conversation. It's a great neighborhood. Complete the conversation. Then watch and check your answers. Practice the conversation with a partner.
How do you like life in the big city? Is your new apartment working out?
Well, if it were a little bigger, my life would be perfect. But the location is fantastic. This area has great nightlife.
Cool, I can't wait to visit. And how do you get around?
There's a bus stop around the corner from my apartment.
Not bad. So you don't need a car?
No, I don't. If I had a car, I'd have to pay a lot of money for parking. As it is, I can walk to most places, and there are some excellent restaurants around here. In fact, there's an amazing French place around the corner.
Sounds like you're spending a lot of money on food.
I try not to eat out too much, but there aren't many places for me to shop for groceries. So I have an excuse.
That reminds me, I need to pick up some food for dinner. I gotta run, but I'm glad we got a chance to catch up. If I didn't live so far away, I'd come over for coffee.
Language practice. Second conditional.
If it were a little bigger, my life would be perfect.
If I had a cheaper place, I wouldn't worry about money.
If the subway were closer, you could sleep in later.
If I lived here, I might eat out every night.
It would be great if we had air conditioning.
What would you do if you were the mayor?
If I were the mayor, I would build a new hospital.
I would. I'd.
Pronunciation. Reduction of would you. Listen. Notice the reduced sound of would you. 1. Unreduced.
If it were closer, would you walk there?
Reduced.
If it were closer, would you walk there?
2. Unreduced.
If you were in charge, what would you do?
Reduced.
If you were in charge, what would you do?
3. Unreduced.
If you had the money, would you buy me that?
Reduced.
If you had the money, would you buy me that?
Listening. Listen to the town hall meeting. Choose the correct statements.
Hello, neighbors. Can I have your attention, please? Tonight's town hall meeting is about the city's very exciting proposal to redesign Marshall Street. Here to explain this plan is Paula Wallace, an urban planner and consultant on the project. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you, Alan. Hello, everyone. I'd like to begin with a show of hands. If streets were safer for pedestrians, would you approve? Good. Now, if streets were safer for bicycles, would you approve? Great. Now, if streets had less congestion, would you approve? And finally, if buses came on time, would you approve? I see lots of hands out there. Fantastic. Those are all the goals of the Marshall Street project.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I heard you were going to close off Marshall Street to cars.
That's only partly true. Our plan is to reduce the vehicle lanes from 4 lanes to 2.
How is that going to make things better? Wouldn't closing a lane make traffic worse?
Let me explain the proposal, and I think it will make more sense. This proposal follows a complete streets model, which means including all types of transportation. Currently, Marshall has 4 lanes for vehicle traffic. The plan is to reduce vehicle lanes to 2. That would provide space for a designated bus lane, a protected bike lane, and wider sidewalks.
But that's impossible. You can't do that. Marshall Street would become more crowded than ever.
Actually, we've done a study of traffic flow patterns in urban areas, and in most cases, the traffic doesn't get worse. That's because drivers who are not going to stop anyway will use other streets where there are fewer bicycles and pedestrians.
I like this plan, Mike. I use my bicycle to get to campus every day, and I'm always afraid I'm going to get killed.
But Rosie, I have a shop on Marshall Street. If you make cars take a different street, I'll lose customers. So will all the other businesses on Marshall.
That's right. We're gonna lose business. That's not good.
Listening Plus. Listen to the rest of the meeting and answer the questions.
Please, everyone, let's give Ms. Wallace a chance to explain. Go ahead, Paula.
Actually, a complete streets model should improve the local economy.
But how? I sell flowers. People drive to my store.
I understand, but our studies show that most traffic on Marshall Street does not stop. It passes right through the neighborhood. Now, what is your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike, I think it's wonderful that you sell flowers. A flower shop is extremely good for a neighborhood economy by making it a nice place to walk. And where there are pedestrians, businesses grow. For example, what if a nice cafe with outdoor tables opened next to your flower shop? You could sell to the restaurant and its customers.
Yeah, but how will people get there if you start closing lanes?
In a complete streets model, not all your customers will be drivers. If Marshall Street is more interesting and attractive than the other streets, it will be more pedestrian friendly. And I have some interesting information that supports this plan. An apartment building is going up on Marshall and 19th. The parking entrance will be on Field Street, and the pedestrian entrance will be on Marshall. The builders are directing residents to walk by your shop.
And if the street is a little quieter and the environment a little cleaner, they'll stop and buy flowers on the way home. I think it'll be good for your business.
Okay, that's a good point. I'll think about it.
I'm really glad you asked, Mike. I'm sure other business owners feel the same way. I'll be happy to send you some studies on other complete streets projects.
It just might work. I'm glad I came tonight.
Reading. Intergenerational schools get high marks.
Ms. Beryl and Layla are great friends. It doesn't matter that Beryl is 87 and Layla is 4. The pair have many interests in common, and they spend a lot of time together. They make drawings, play games, and laugh at each other's jokes. The two attend an intergenerational preschool called Mother Nurture. It is located in a retirement home, and it brings society's oldest and youngest members together in a cross-generational community. At Mother Nurture, the kids have someone who can tell great stories, but who also has the time and patience to really listen to them, says Director Penny Livingston. Many of the children do not have grandparents in the same city, and their friendships with their elderly classmates expose them to people at a different stage of life. For the elderly, the experience is also rewarding. The children bring the joy and excitement of youth into their lives, and studies suggest that the time spent with preschoolers improves their overall well-being. Older participants report feeling less lonely, a serious problem among the elderly. Their minds work better, and even their bodies seem to benefit from the contact with the children because they move more. Mother Nurture is just one of many such programs that have appeared around the world. First begun in Japan, intergenerational programs are now in Europe, North America, Australia, and many other countries. The programs work, and even the middle generation benefits. Many families do not have relatives nearby, and the opportunity for their children to spend time with a grandmotherly or grandfatherly figure pleases parents. When we do get together with family, Layla makes straight for her grandmother, climbs into her lap, and asks for a story, says Layla's mother. Having her at Mother Nurture has given her a good feeling about older people. Many care providers agree. We kind of get stuck with people who are the same age as us, says Maya, a caregiver who has worked at Mother Nurture for 3 years. When I see how careful the children are around their older friends, I know they are developing empathy for people who are different, she says. And that is good news for the rest of us, since we will all be old one day.
Homework. Listening.
So, Marie, if you were the mayor, would you approve the city's proposal to redesign Marshall Street?
I kind of like the plan, Greg. Rosie was right. If we had a bike lane, I could ride my bike to campus every day. How about you? If you had a bike, would you stop driving to work?
Well, I would definitely consider it because I could save money on fuel, and the city would save money on street repairs as it is cheaper to repair a sidewalk than a street. But what would you think about reducing the lanes on Market Street instead of Marshall Street?
That would probably be even better. There are more stores on Market Street for pedestrian business, and if they added pedestrian-scale lighting, like the old-style street lamps we saw on Walnut Street in Philadelphia last year, it would be more welcoming and much safer. But if you were the planner, how would you sell the idea?
Limiting vehicle traffic means we'll have better air quality on Market Street and in the downtown area.
Yeah, that was one of the goals of the Marshall Street project.
The project would also help the elderly who move more slowly and people with disabilities. If they included special ramps and signals and provided longer crossing times, then it would be safer for everyone to cross the streets.
And just think, I could walk to the galleries and open-air events in the city. If the plan were approved, would you be more involved in community activities?
I think so. It would be great if they could add more green spaces and create a central Rambla area.
That's a good point. And I read recently that spending time in natural environments helps reduce stress.
And during my research, I found that crime rates are reduced in areas where there are grass, trees, and plants. They send a strong signal that the people who live there care about their neighborhood and are more likely to be outside seeing who comes into it.
Wow, you did your homework, Greg. If you were the mayor, would you approve bringing the proposal up for a vote?
Most certainly. In fact, I might even run for mayor in the next election.
Pronunciation. Listen to parts of the conversation again. Is would you reduced or unreduced? Choose the correct answer. 1,
If you were the mayor, would you approve the city's proposal to redesign Marshall Street?
2,
If you had a bike, would you stop driving to work?
3,
If you were the planner, how would you sell the idea?
4,
If the plan were approved, would you be more involved in community activities?
5,
If you were the mayor, would you approve bringing the proposal up for a vote?
As always, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And before you go, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that tiny bell. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos on the channel. On to the next time.